Are you guys ready for cheese pull goodness? I know I am. Let's get into these pizza bites. You'll be able to make these at home with no issue. But first, I want to thank one of our followers for sending us this little kitchen set here. It's a 14-piece set from Amazon. I was completely surprised. And it's so nice of her to do this. Once again, it is like a kitchen set. It's a 14-piece. And it's very sturdy, really good quality. So I really appreciate that. Thanks, Norma. Okay, guys, and I do want to point out that we do have an Instagram now. So if you want to go ahead and follow us on there, Food Vision Media DIY, okay? And here's just a layout of the ingredients before I show them to you. Let's get started. We have our diced tomatoes, we have our butter. I'm going to be using half of that stick. Have the whole can of biscuits there. I have some Parmesan cheese. Probably going to be using 1 tablespoon of that. I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon of each of those: garlic, pepper, and salt. I'm going to be using whatever is left of that parsley in there. Don't laugh at me. Okay, then I'm going to be using 2 cups of Italian style cheese and probably about 1 to a half full cup of pepperoni. I'm going to be using the spray oil to coat the cupcake pan and some olive oil in a bowl to mix everything in. And of course, I'm going to be using a knife to cut everything up. Also, I'm going to be incorporating that beautiful spoon that came in that set that Norma gifted us. Okay, let's get started. So we're gonna go ahead and prep the biscuits. All right, I'm basically gonna follow the directions as far as the heating instructions for the biscuits. I'm gonna put the oven at probably about 375 to 380 degrees, and it's gonna be baking for about 15-20 minutes. Just depends on how you like your biscuits. So I'm going ahead here and opening them up. Look how effortlessly amazing I did that with those nails. I'm cutting up the biscuits into 6 pieces each. I feel like it's better for them to cook this way. You cut them into smaller pieces. That way all the flavor gets into the bites. All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and pour in our oil. I'm gonna be using 2 tablespoons of that olive oil. Throw it in there. Okay, and then I'm gonna use the seasonings that I was talking about earlier. Doesn't have to be a lot because you remember these biscuits are already kind of pre-seasoned, but I just wanted a little extra in there just in case. This is my first time trying the Grand's biscuits, so I wonder if they're different than the other biscuits. Have you guys tried them before? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Also, let me know if you were to recreate this dish, which biscuits would you use? Or would you even use biscuits? And also, would you embarrass yourself by having this less parsley in a bottle? Okay, so let's move on to the pepperoni. I was gonna put them in just whole, but something told me just cut them up so they can be, incorporated into the small pieces of the biscuits. I'm gonna go ahead and put in our 2 cups of cheese there. And then I was gonna mix with a spoon, but I felt like in order for me to get all of the ingredients mixed up together, it was better for me to use my hands. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix it up with my hands there and getting it ready to put inside of the cupcake pan or the muffin pan, whatever you wanna call it. Okay, I'm gonna base the cupcake or muffin pan with the spray olive oil. I'm gonna use like an ice cream scooper or just a regular scooper, a spoon, whatever you have handy, to scoop like 1 scoop inside of these little tins. You don't wanna stuff it too much because these are, well, the biscuits that I purchased were Grand's biscuits, which means they're huge when they get, baked. So I didn't want to add too much because I know they were going to overflow out of the pan there. So I'm just finishing up there, putting the last scoop in, and I'm also going to go ahead and brush over with that half stick of butter there. We're going to use that now, and probably right before it's done cooking, I'm going to put it over it again. All right, so it looks like it's ready to go in the oven. Like I said, I had already preheated my oven to about 375, 380 degrees. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide that in and wait for it to be done in about probably 20, 15 minutes. All right, guys, so this next slide here, we are done. I had already added the butter in the middle of them cooking, so that's why they're so golden and flaky. I feel like these are really good to have like a sleepover or just like a quick snack if you're really, really hungry. So they came out really, really well, and I would recommend them to anyone who wants to try them. And I didn't purchase tomato sauce, so I'm gonna go ahead and use these fire roasted diced tomatoes I had in my curry video. It's equally as great. I would love for you to try them. They were amazing. And like I said in the video earlier, guys, we do have an Instagram now, so be sure to follow us on the socials. It's foodvisionmedia_DIY. Make sure to subscribe. Thank you, guys.